My husband and I are 28. We have 3 kids, and he's the only boyfriend I've ever had. He's been with me since high school. He's always had low self-esteem. I do as well, but not like he does. One day, maybe 7 years ago, we got new phones, and I found out I can read his texts. He can see mine too, but he didn't know about it. This happened for like another 2 years. For his birthday and Christmas, I'd snoop around his texts and see if there's something he was talking about that he wanted. One day, around November, I was being nosy to see what I can get him for Christmas. I was pregnant with our second child at the time. I saw he was texting someone something suspicious, saying where can we meet, and I thought this was with another girl. I read them more and I found out he was buying substances. My husband and I don't even drink, so I freaked out. I wondered about how long this was going on for, if I even knew my own husband anymore. Turns out he was buying something that doesn't get you feeling good, but rather something that unalives you. I looked around everywhere. I tore our room apart and didn't find anything. I went through the search history and all his emails on his phone when he was asleep that night, and found out he was making arrangements for a specific date 3 months after I was due. He was looking at life insurance, which we have had since I'm a stay-at-home mom. He was even looking up how much it costs to be cremated. Once he got home, the first thing I did was sneak his phone and text that guy and say, I'm no longer interested. If someone else tells you otherwise, it means someone else has my phone, and I deleted that guy's number. I didn't want him to know I was snooping, but the thought of my husband not being around tore me. I remember being sick to my stomach and bawling in our room just thinking of the idea of not having him around. I love him more than life in itself. I would die for him and not even have to think about it. My husband is my entire world. That day I made sure he knew that, even if it meant embarrassing myself. I started bringing him flowers at work almost every day. When he would come through the door, I would screech with excitement and give him a hug and a smooch and tell him I missed him so much and I couldn't stop thinking about him all day. When I was out with him, I'd tell him how beautiful and handsome he is. When he was around my friends, I'd say, look at my husband, he's so beautiful. I call him at work and ask how much longer until he's home. I got him to start going to therapy too. One night I woke him up because I was freaking out and couldn't sleep. I told him I had a nightmare. I said I had a dream he passed away. He said, why is that a bad thing? And I told him how he's my entire world, and other than our son, and our other on the way, he's all I live for. He said that things would be better if I was out of your hair. And I said no, they wouldn't. If you left me, it would literally ruin my life. He said not if you're financially well off. You'll be much better off, and I said I could have all the money in the world. It would mean nothing if I didn't have you. I'd much rather be homeless but still have you as my husband than be filthy rich and you be gone. And he said, are you serious? And I said 100%. I'd sleep under a bridge if it meant I still got to sleep next to you. He said, I didn't know you felt that way, and I said I really do. I asked if I could go with him to therapy. He said yes. I told his therapist I think he has depression, and he admitted he might. He got a prescription, and it seemed to help him a whole lot. Even though it's been 5 years, I still do all those nice things for him, like call him handsome and bring him flowers. I don't ever want him to second guess for a second that he's my sunshine.